Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Zaia Thousandriver from Kamen Rider 01. I know this is a bit overdue, I do apologize. This came out, I want to say, right around Christmas, very end of December, and I didn't really have it shipped to me until like the very beginning of February, and then I had some Transformers come in, so they kind of jumped to the front of the line. But here we are, finally getting back to some Toku stuff. I'm very excited to finally get this out of the box and check it out. So very cool, giant picture of Thouser here on the left side. Here is the driver itself, comes with two Progrise keys. I know this one is like a real deluxe one. I don't know if this even opens. This might just be like a piece of plastic. I'm not 100% sure how that works. I know they did Arsino in the like Gashapon line where he's facing the other way and it's blue. So I'm not quite sure. They never really explain on the show like where he gets these from. He just kind of has them and transforms. So his driver does use two, but I kind of feel like it does, but it doesn't, because this is just kind of like a hunk of plastic you plug in, but we'll check it out. Anyway, on the bottom here, nice picture of the driver and Thouser again. This is just kind of that same picture bleeding onto the side with another picture of the driver. And then you have Thouser here again, coming around to the back. See, it really only shows the one key opening up, so it does take 3 AAA batteries, and then the I almost said Ride Watch. Geez, the Progrise key has the batteries already included. So very cool. Let's go ahead. We'll get out of the box and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is everything you get in the box. Well, I guess I shouldn't say everything. You do get straps and one of those little square plastic things to keep the straps together in the back, as you do with all drivers. I don't bother with that stuff because I don't wear these, so I just kind of leave that stuff in the box. But if you were curious, there are 2 connector spots right here for the 2 straps that they give you. Then it comes around, hooks in the back, and then they give you one of those plastic squares to sit over top of that. But I'm not going to mess with it. In any case, here is the driver itself. Here is the amazing Caucus Progrise key. You can see it has a little bit of flare out the side because he has kind of wings on both sides. You can see here the QR code has this at 030. Has the 2 buttons on the side since it is a deluxe. And actually you hit this button and it actually flips open. You can keep pressing the button. I've been trying to play around with the driver to see if there's any significance of, you know, the 3 different sayings. I can't really find any. So there's just, it says 3 different things. So there you go. It's going to wait for me to put in the driver now, so eventually that light will shut off. So we'll put that over here to the side for a moment. Over here we have Awaking Arsino. My suspicions were correct. This is just a hunk of plastic. This does nothing. It cannot open. It cannot do anything. It just has to be inserted into the one side for symmetry, I guess. And you actually cannot put any other key in this spot because it's molded backwards. Because as you can see, you know, most keys flip the opposite way. So if you took like just a regular Progrise key, you can't actually fit it in here. No matter how you turn it, it's not going to happen. So that can only have this thing, and it just plugs right in. I mean, it's not turned on right now, but that's all it does. There's a button inside here that it depresses when you push it in, and that's it. You can see there's no reader here. It's just solid plastic. It just goes in and hits the button. So in my mind, it didn't really need to exist, but I guess they wanted to show that he's kind of harnessing the normal Progrise keys as well as the Zetsume Rise keys. I guess that's kind of the, you know, secret behind his power. But in any case, we'll go ahead, we'll start getting to this. We go ahead and we turn it on. Thousandriver. Says its name like most things do. On and off switch, this is where you put the batteries. Speaker is right here on the top. So if you go ahead and plug this in.
rise. When the five horns cross, the golden soldier Thouser is born. Presented by Zaia.
So I think that's pretty cool. I like the presented by Zaia at the end. That always makes me laugh. And the cool thing is you can see here that part of the face of Thouser is actually painted onto the glass here so that it overlays with the key, which I think is really cool. I like how that works out so that it kind of makes the full face there. So if you push this in again,
Destruction.
so you get 1,000 destruction. If you pull this out and then pop it back in, so the light will turn blue. It says break rise. You get Caucasus ability, but if we push this in again, oh, for some reason I thought it did the sound effect again. Well, anyway, it's going to keep saying Caucasus ability. If you pull this out and pop this back in, and now do it. Am I not hitting the button? No, it just keeps saying Caucasus ability. So there's like different ways you can play with it. So if we take everything out, and we'll close this up. So with that, you heard you can get just break, and then you can get break rise as well. If we go ahead and do this without anything connected over on this side. So you'll notice that just putting this in doesn't open the window, but if I put both in, it opens the window. So the funny thing is, like, neither one on its own opens the window, but both of them have to be inserted.
When the five horns cross, the golden soldier Thouser is born. Presented by Zaia.
There we go. Now once it's inserted, hitting the button does nothing. There we go. I got the sound effects to work out, to line up. So basically, you get break if it's not inserted. You get the destruction if it is inserted. The other thing, if you would take like a regular key, so you can hear that it says error. If you put this in, so if you put the key in by itself, it'll say error. If you put this in first and then put a progrise key in, it'll say progrise because it recognizes it's a progrise key. But then it just keeps doing the ability and stuff because I don't think there's a magnet in here. So it's not ever putting the progrise key into the authorize mode, and that's what triggers all the sound effects and transformations. So I think that's why that's not happening here. So while that's pretty much all for the Thousandriver itself, we can go ahead and use the amazing Caucus key in a few of the other devices here.
Great horns cross, the Golden Soldier Thouser is born. Presented by Zaia.
So you can see here only like half the face is in because it's just the 3 horns instead of the other 5. Well, other 2 to make 5. Next up we have the Shot Riser.
The Golden Soldier Thouser is born. Presented by Zaia.
So that's kind of cool. You get like a little shorter version of the opening there. I kind of like the look of the like wings with this. I think it kind of flows nicely and fits kind of perfectly. Next up, the Force Riser. So I don't know how this one's going to work. Because if I guess I'll have to, and then maybe close it back up.
The Golden Soldier Thouser is born.
So yeah, I'd probably be careful because it's spring loaded to open. Like I kind of hit the button and then did the lever down here. So should be fine to close it. Yeah, I don't like that. In any case, so if you're using it with the Force Riser, just be careful. And last but not least, we'll use it with one of the attach weapons. Now, actually, I was just thinking about this. This should still work, right? Even with the piece on the end. There we go. Yeah, for a second I was like, wait, which side is it on again? So this one definitely would not work because that would have to go in like that. So there you pretty much have it. Yeah, pretty cool sound effects. I like it. I think it works well with the weapons. So, the Thousandriver. I don't know. I feel like it's not as much fun as I thought it was going to be. I don't know if it's just because I waited too long and I didn't have the hype of it being on the show to excite me, the first time playing with it or not, but I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. I mean, it's like most, bad guy drivers or things like that where they don't have like all the functionality that the main driver has and you don't really expect them to. Um, this thing still kind of just boggles my mind. Like I said, it's just a hunk of plastic and it's just a pressing a button. I'm not really sure why he needed to have two keys. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Symmetry and the wings on the side look kind of cool. And I guess, like I said, if you're thinking about the fact that he's using the Prog Rise and the Zetsume Rise together, and that's what makes him so strong, like, okay, from a story standpoint, I get it. And it's fine. It doesn't upset me that it's included. It just kind of seems superfluous, just unnecessary. I don't know. In any case, it's not a bad driver. I don't know why I'm not more excited about it. And maybe that's my issue. I'm not really sure. I like this key. I think it's cool. Although the three different sound effects, like Great Horn, Thouser's Horn, they don't really seem to do anything. So that's kind of weird. I do like the spring-loaded nature of it, and I like the gold paint. Very shiny and fun. I do like that. The sound effects and all the other weapons work great. Like I said, if you're using in the Force Riser, though, I'd be careful with the spring-loaded nature of it. Um, but other than that, I think the key's pretty cool. I do like the sound effects, like the Golden Hero Thouser and presented by Zaia still cracks me up. So like I do like the transformation, but it just kind of feels like you get one transformation, you get one special attack, and that's kind of it. I mean, you do have the like break rise and the break, like if you manipulate by taking the keys in and out. But I feel like it would have just made more sense to just kind of have you cycle through them as you keep pushing the key in. I don't know why you have to like take it out, put it back in, then take this one out, put it back in, or use one without the other. I do like the error sound when you put in a progrise key without this inserted and it just goes error, wah, 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 wah. Like that's kind of fun. So like I said, I feel like it's a fun toy, but maybe the execution's a little clunky, and maybe they could have just fine-tuned it a little bit so it was a little bit more intuitive to use. Because I was like looking at videos, I was reading the directions. The directions don't really tell you how to get the break sound, or at least if they did, I missed it. I was really trying to look through. Like it's one page of directions, and like the whole front page is just telling you how to put like the different pieces in and don't pinch your fingers, and then like the back is telling you how to put the batteries in and attach the belt pieces, and then like one panel at the bottom is like, oh yeah, you can put the keys in to make noises. Whereas like usually the directions are mostly about the functionality, not the setup. This was like 75% how to put the batteries in, not pinch your fingers, and attach the belt loops. That was 75% of the directions. So maybe just a little bit more of the directions to show me how to get the different sound effects out of it. Or what happens if you use like a key without this or a regular key. None of that. So I just kind of had to trial and error and see what did what. So like I said, maybe I just wish it was a little bit more intuitive, and that's why it's not super fun. I don't know. But I do love the sound effects that I was able to get out of it, and I think it looks cool. I definitely like the look of it, and I think Thouser looks cool on the show. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts. That's going to do it for this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.